Hello, chat? Is that you?
Hello?
Greetings and salutations, chat.
Must not swear for 60
Is that a
seconds.
chat? Whoa, a chat.
Howdy, howdy.
Game's just loading in on stream. There we go. So, last episode, you guys resolved some things. Yeah.
Yeah.
We beat his ass.
So close. So close, Mel. So close.
Dying?
No.
Not swearing.
Oh no! Hey, ass is not a swear word. It means a donkey. We injured his donkey
We beat that
severely.
donkey.
That's true.
Anywho, you guys were able to defeat Ezek and were able to, in a way, save Irina
Yeah.
from at least one of the threats to Irina.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, there's the
Gotta
prime
start
threat of
somewhere.
everyone, really. God.
And
30
on top of that,
Different people. Go on.
you guys were able to elect the new mayor, or burgomaster of Vallaki, being Fiona Watcher, Lady of the Watcher House. And we're also able to have another meeting of sorts and save some of your friends and allies with Rahadin, the Chamberlain
Yeah.
of Strahd. And we're formally invited to meet Strahd at his castle. You guys were
In,
also
5
able...
days, I think.
Yes. You guys were also able to locate the missing Vistani child of Arabella, who gave you a prophecy.
A concerning prophecy.
And
Just as we start.
just as we start. And so now we leave with you guys waking up. Good morning, chat.
Good morning, chat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I guess I have to roll for this again.
Oh, yeah.
What is it again? It's con 10. Yeah, con 10 or higher. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Here
You
we
got
go.
this. Barely. Oh my god. It counts.
Counts. You
My stomach no hurt.
That works.
Let's go.
Alright. In the meantime, while you guys
Wait.
are RPing and waking up, I'll go get food.
Wait, I gotta. There we go.
All good.
Oh.
Ow!
Oh no, Kiso.
Oh no, Perkiso. Your stomach hurt.
Ooh.
Oh fuck!
Your stomach hurting.
I gotta need a
Oh.
Pepto-Bismol.
I gotta let Lynn know when they come back that the dice
You gotta
rolls
crit.
don't show up for stream.
Oh,
This giant hole in my
yeah.
hummus is making me hungry. I'm gonna get some like Pringles.
Pringles.
There's a giant hole
Once
in
you
my
pop, you
stomach.
can't
Makes me
stop.
hungry. Well.
Been a while since we've had one of those. A relatively peaceful night.
Indeed.
Yeah, we got a lot done.
Especially after the day we had. Given how hellish
It's
things
very
have been
much needed.
recently, I, for one, embrace the dreamscape, or whatever you wish to call it.
So, did we want to talk about what Arabella told us?
You probably
Uh,
should.
It sounded familiar. Not in the sense of words, but the voice. As I had a dream of this sort of... not a god, or goddess, should I say, but she felt more of the earth rather than anything celestial. Something I guess maybe forgotten to this land. when I came to after my furry episode. Uh, um, she said sort of I don't want to say necessarily it was a prophecy, but it was similar vibes. If I can remember properly, I think it had to do with finding a coven or finding my place in this world. I don't think I got to fully write that one down.
If you like, I can repeat what she said.
Which one? Which?
The latest one we got.
Oh no, I have that one.
Ah.
It's the first one that I didn't get, but yeah. It's very ominous and it concerns me. But I don't she's not she didn't feel evil, so I don't think it's anything necessarily too bad. Although
I mean, I
you
think
never
most
know
things around
with
here
these
feel a bit
lands.
evil, so
Yeah.
if you didn't get that feeling from them, then perhaps a good sign.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So, what's our plans for today, or are we just relaxing?
I'm exhausted, but I do believe we have as far as I'm aware, other than the winery, the last thing we have in this town is to deal with the children, in the ghost situation.
Yes, I would like to help them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, it sounds very interesting.
I just can't wrap my head around how we're gonna be able to get her back.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
I'm sure we can work it out. I mean, from my knowledge, it should just be a case of bringing the soul towards the body, and hopefully they should rejoin.
But
Or
is
at
she not trapped
worst,
there?
well, that is where things get difficult. But if the soul remains within that house, perhaps bringing the body to the house might prove beneficial.
Might help.
That,
Potentially
or if something is holding the soul captive, then we would need to remove that.
Yes,
Nex is normally pretty good at that.
the ancient, older than Nex being.
Yeah, that is true. Nex is scared of it, which I don't quite understand. I didn't
The
realize that was
evil,
possible.
potentially powerful being.
Like, I did not expect Nex to be scared of something like this. I've never seen Nex be scared of anything like this, and trust me, I have seen some crazy stuff. But
Even the toughest of beings can be scared of something.
I mean, I guess, but that would imply that it's tougher, and that alarms me.
Yeah. No. But yes, I do believe that's the last thing we really need to do that's in town. If not solve it, then to just figure out a way that they can figure it out themselves.
Mm-hmm.
that would be the idea.
Because I don't know about you, but to me, something like that seems like it would take some time to get figured out.
And we might need to find someone of a more arcane persuasion to provide us advice.
Yeah.
There was that
Alright.
one woman from that sort of rundown library that we met.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if
her
she knew
knowledge of
something.
the arcane was different, was it not?
It is.
It didn't
But-
actually make any sense. If I'm on, I mean, I have some arcane knowledge, much as I'm sure you do too. And I couldn't understand at all what she was talking about. It was as if she was just making it up as she went along, but clearly it worked.
You guys
Yes.
are waking up in your bedroom. You hear a knock.
We'll head on over to the door.
You see a message boy of sorts.
Oh.
Hi, good morning. I have a parcel for 4 of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure, of course.
He'll hand over the box. You see it's apparently from Victor.
Ah. We were just thinking of him, actually.
Yeah, we were
Interesting.
just chatting about him.
Well, thank you very much. And she'll like take the box through.
Oh, all right. He'll turn and leave, and you hear under his breath, "No tip."
Oh no.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I
Do we want to
give-
get the others?
I give him 2 electrum.
Oh, thank you, missus.
Yeah, we should get we should get the others.
Yeah.
Vivienne, would you mind?
Oh,
Cere will
also-
carry the box through to the table.
Really quick, above table, Lynn,
Yeah.
the dice rolls in game is not showing for stream.
That's odd.
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh no, you broke it.
You broke it.
He's broke it. My highlight, as you could see when Sang was eaten, because you could just see their little VTuber just nomming.
Just nom 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 nom.
It was very funny.
I don't know what's working.
Weird.
The dice rolling is on vacation.
That is peculiar. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Well, today's session's not gonna have a lot of combats.
That's
Ew.
fine, yeah. That works out.
Nevertheless.
Do you
Imagine
open
we
the
get
parcel
everyone
at all?
through. We're kind of waiting till we got everyone gathered, and then who's gonna open it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When I tip the delivery boy, I go and get Kiso and Sam.
Gotcha.
Oh, it appeared.
Yeah, I just saw it come back up.
Nice.
Hog.
Hey.
Good morning.
Dog. We have gotten a delivery from Victor. The little the ex-baron's son.
Have you opened it yet?
Not yet. We wanted to gather everyone.
No, already. Then let us see.
Yeah.
Barry is gonna mutter, "Please be a cat. Please be a cat. Please be a cat."
Opening inside, you find a book
Ooh.
and a note. The note reads, "Apologies on the delay. With the assistance of Stella's friend, I was able to find a book in the local bookshop that might be of some assistance. Able to find some interesting information that hopefully might be able to assist you all, me, as I'm afraid you all are much more capable in the physical and rougher ends of things. The book is titled Ethereal Entities, Denizens of the Unseen Realm."
What a fun little title.
It doesn't
Oh, that sounds cool.
not super in depth necessarily. But you do see that there are apparently notes. There's a book was written by an archmage by the name of Calder. which honestly, both Cere and Willow could give me a history check on that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yippee!
Let's see. There we go. 14.
Damn. 9.
So, you know, Cere, that Calder's actually a Archmage of Brindlevale. Or at least he
Oh.
was. A statue had been made up in his honor, as he had apparently died sacrificing himself, well, in basically trying to save heroes. Horrific, well, Enoch, Brindlevale.
I'll kind of relay that to the party and be like, "Oh, I know of him. He was a hero back in Brindlevale. He helped save a bunch of the heroes of an old tale. There's a statue actually to him. I've been to it a few times."
I've heard of him, but I don't know too much details about him.
I didn't realize he wrote books. Ah, this is amazing.
What we find is odd is that he did write books in the past about his different writings and theories. He even wrote just a series of just like writing stories. The last one he actually had written was him writing about a destiny. How he had been told that he would help bring a way for someone to basically save Brindlevale, which did come true. However, he was not alive when the book was actually published. His apprentice published.
Mm.
Calder did not make it finish the book. However, what you find is odd is that this book was never published in Brindlevale. This book is not a book of Thernan. That matter.
Oh,
Whoa.
weird.
This book is too new for it to be A, written by Calder, and B, from Thernan. If it was.
Even weirder.
Calder,
No, just-
died over 12 years ago. However, I'll also mention, you do know that there was no remains of Calder.
Mm.
If you don't see the body, it'll be
Suppose
dead.
that as reports went, Calder's body was disintegrated.
Yeah, that does change it.
Interesting. This is odd.
But, as the book reads, it goes over a ritual that can replicate the effects of the etherealness spell for
There
up
you
to
go.
9 creatures. The ritual must be
Oh.
performed on the night of a full moon. It requires a heartstone of a night hag as a material component.
That's quite the material component.
Victor
That
goes
is
on
quite the component.
to read that he believes it might be possible to save Stella with this form of ritual.
Hmm.
1 second. I have a call.
So run that by me again. A what?
The heartstone of a night hag.
Heartstone of a
What is that?
Something
Well-
that would be very hard to obtain.
If I recall correctly, I think it's normally something embedded within their, I think, chest. I've not really faced one before, but it's something that they keep precious to them.
Would it be a that'd be a history check, right? Or would it be Arcana check?
For night hags?
Yeah.
Mm.
Generally be an arcana.
Oh, I'd like to. Arcana
What's
if
happening?
possible. Let's see if I actually know anything about them.
They're ascertaining
Hello?
if they know anything about night hags.
Ah. Is that an Arcana?
Yes.
Give
I'm
me
pretty
that.
positive that I don't.
Shit.
Ray, do you
I
have
thought
a-
I would, at least.
It's like, Willow,
Oh,
do you
no,
have
I
a
got
headstone?
I am not a hag.
No, I know, I'm kidding.
Hag maxing, let's go.
Willow, you would know that night hags are some of the most dangerous and fearsome hags that do exist.
Oh, lovely. They are very dangerous. And it's understandable that such a component is needed for this. But where on earth will we find night hags to even get it?
That's a good question. Saying, would we at all like have knowledge from from Brindleville? Like, would night hags be in like a specific kind of area that we would know of, that we'd be able to kind of pinpoint from there? You know, like maybe not know anything about them, but like, oh, we avoid there.
I would know just as much as it was in Brindleville. Hags could be anywhere. They could be among you anywhere. They're shapeshifters.
Yeah,
That is true.
they change their form quite often.
The book
Is it-
also goes over other things. Forgot to put in the handout. Book itself, just so you can have like an idea visually, is a slim hardback book with a leather cover dyed in a deep midnight blue.
Mhm.
The author's name and even the title of the book are embossed in a silver script on the spine and the front cover. The corners of the book are adorned with small silver filigree resembling ethereal wisps.
Pretty.
Pages are filed with neatly written text and beautifully decorated illustrations. That they're hand illustrated. It is basically all just about the ethereal plane, the whole basis of it. It goes over Etherborn, natives of the deep ethereal, containing information about creatures that are said to dwell solely in the deep ethereal, such as the mythological mist fiends, ether shades, and shimmerlings. Phantom folk, travelers from the border ethereal, containing information about incorporeal creatures that dwell in the border ethereal and often cross into material planes such as ghosts and phantom warriors. Veil walkers, visitors to the ethereal, containing such information as physical creatures that can cross into the ethereal plane, such as night hags, nightmares, and phase spiders, just to name a few.
Phase what?
Spiders.
Uh,
Spiders that are able to teleport.
Even
Uh,
worse.
okay. Go on.
But there's a bookmark section that you presume Victor bookmarked that discusses night hags, including a brief sub-note discussing a ritual, using the Heartstone and the energies of a ley line to replicate the effects of the etherealness spell for 1 hour on one night of the full. This section is titled The Matrons of Malevolence. I'm just going to add on to that hand. This is actual section. Jeez. Earlier.
So good.
You are forgiven.
There you go. Handout is way more updated now.
What?
Oh hell yeah!
Full blown.
Fly and subversive.
Hell yeah.
If anyone wants to
Like
read it
all
to the
hags.
chat, you're more than welcome.
Nice head propagate by snatching.
I would if I
devouring
wasn't
human
dying.
infants. What?
Yeah,
Alright, I will read it out to the chat.
Here we go.
Swordfish.
Sly and subversive night hags are the epitome of wickedness. They represent all that is evil and cruel in the world, and want nothing more than to see the virtuous turn to villainy, love turned into obsession, kindness turned to hate, devotion to disregard, and generosity to selfishness. Once night hags were creatures of the Feywild, a realm of enchantment and beauty. However, their foulness saw them exiled to the bleak realm of Hades long ago, where they degenerated into fiends. The foul taint of Hades twisted their once fey nature, and the night hags have long since spread their malevolence across the lower planes. Though night hags resembled withered crones, there is nothing mortal about them. Their withered faces are framed by long frayed hair and curled ram's horns. Horrid moles and warts dot their blotchy pale blue skin, and their long skinny fingers are tipped by claws that can slice open flesh with a touch. All hags possess magical powers, including the ability to alter their forms or curse their foes. A hag also bears some resistance to magic and mortal weapons alike, though the touch of silver wounds her like any other. Arrogant to a fault, hags believe themselves to be the most cunning of creatures, and very often are. They are open to dealing with mortals and will always keep their word, but a bargain with a hag is always dangerous. Hags enjoy watching mortals bring about their own downfall through these bargains, which often involves compromising their principles or giving up something dear. A night hag's ultimate prize, however, is the soul of a corrupted mortal. While her victim sleeps, the night hag passes into the ethereal plane through the aid of her twisted onyx hearthstone, an artifact that allows her to become ethereal at the speed of thought. There she invades her victims' very dreams, filling their heads with doubt and fears in the hope of tricking it into performing evil acts in the waking world. Night after night, she continues her visitations until the victim finally expires in its sleep, at which point she traps its corrupted soul in her soul bag as a dark trophy of her success. The blacker the stains upon the soul, the greater the night hag's bounty. Like all night hags propagate by snatching and devouring human infants. A week later, the hag gives birth to a daughter who appears human until her 13th birthday, at which point the child transforms into the spitting image of her hag mother. Some hags raise their daughters they spawn, creating covens that magnify their power. The members of a coven gain a slew of unnatural abilities, including the power to control the elements, and once each day to dispel foreign magic in the vicinity of their lairs. As is true for all hag magic, however, such power comes at a price. For a wound suffered by a single hag in a coven is suffered by all. To combat their inherently selfish nature, the hags in a coven must enter into a written contract with the others, signed by each hag's true name. The hags of a coven guard their contract jealously, often sealing it within the heart of their lairs, ever careful to keep their names from falling into their enemies' hands.
Actually get their
That is
names.
all it says.
Interesting.
Oh. Yeah, sounds about right.
What lovely creatures.
So
Disgusting.
we need to dox them. That's their weakness,
It sounds like it.
right?
Hmm.
Perhaps.
It is one way to deal with, well, I was going to say fey creatures, but they ceased being fey a long time ago, it seems.
But if their origin comes from there, then nothing good can come from that, right?
Hmm.
Debatable, but it seems, yes, I would say these creatures have very few redeeming qualities.
I'm no expert on it, but I've
One
never
way to
heard a
put
good
it.
thing about that place.
On the backside of Victor's note, he will also say that Stella, while exploring the ethereal plane, has regularly seen a gaunt female figure with sallow gray blue skin, deep-set eyes, matted hair, and small ram horn. A wide mouth of sharp, yellowed teeth haunting the area of the border ethereal that overlaps with the Barovian refugee camp. Well, neither she nor Victor are sure what the Night Hag wants with the refugees. Victor is confident that Stella's description perfectly matches the appearance of a Night Hag as described in Calder's book.
Ooh.
He then asks you all to please visit the
Oh.
refugee camp and investigate presence to see if there is a Night Hag there. While Stella has only seen the hag in the ethereal plane thus far, he apparently strongly suspects that her interest in it extends into the ethereal plane as well. while you guys investigate, he will continue research into the serialness ritual and ritual to return to the altar.
Perfect.
Oh.
And he says, in the meanwhile, to keep his copy of the book.
Alrighty, so then
With pleasure. Sorry, we'll pocket it.
that's our next objective then. We gotta find, identify if there's a hag actually here, and get rid of it.
A little easier said than done.
A lot of things that we do
Wow.
are easier said than done.
This is true. And yet we still successfully do them.
True. That's true.
As you guys are getting up and getting out of the inn, you guys see another one of the many posters of Vargas Valkovich. As you see a commoner basically picking it up off the ground, crumpling it up before throwing it away. This is the poster.
Something that they probably would not have been able to do if he were still in power.
It's weird that for I don't know how long these people dealt with that man.
Yeah.
But it's a new day for them.
Hopefully a better one.
Oh,
Good to know that we have a place to start at least.
yes.
Yeah, it's much better having a direction pointed instead of, starting from scratch.
Indeed. It will definitely help us in our journey.
We definitely would not know where to start.
Well, if we hadn't found a good spot to start there, we could have just gone towards the dealing with the wine until we found out some more other information. So, we had a direction to go today regardless. But I would like to help her out before we go deal with the wine if possible. So,
Likewise.
Oh, let's
I imagine we can go make
get
ourselves
going.
known in the refugee camp. I don't know if they're going to be letting more people in now or anything else, but I imagine we should still be able to freely go to and from town.
Oh, definitely, I'm sure.
Then shall we?
Of course.
Is everyone ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Ready as up.
So you guys leave the Blue Water Inn's area and even outside of Valaki. As when you guys first arrived in Valaki, you guys had seen the refugee camp that had basically formed outside of Valaki's gates. Even though Lady Watcher is the new burgomaster, it has not been that long enough time for her to be able to actually relocate them with it. However,
Yeah, it's been a day.
you do remember this is one of her many plans.
Mm-hmm.
Past Vlaki's gates lies a cluster of ramshackle tents, huddled against the wall, as though seeking shelter beneath the looming silhouette of the town palisade walls. The tents themselves are laid out in a simple two-sided thoroughfare with crude wooden barricades and muddy ditches beyond the far side facing out against the dark forest beyond. Through the gaps in the threadbare canvas, you can see crude wooden pallets, makeshift bedrolls, and the occasional battered cooking pot. Small, low-burning coke fires dot the grimy, narrow avenue. The piles of sticks and half-rotted logs rest haphazardly beside them. Dozens of people, their bodies gaunt and their faces drawn, move slowly about their eyes are sunken and hollow, their clothes hanging loosely on their thin frames. A few of them huddle about the campfires, bodies hunched against the chill air and the hands outstretched for the near the fire.
Goodness.
As you all kind of enter into the encampment of sorts, you see a older man with graying hair kind of give a weary wave towards you all.
Like waving us over?
More of like a hello, but he seems kind of like suspicious of you all.
Ah,
Well, may as well introduce ourselves, make our presence known.
yeah.
We're not exactly sneaking around anywhere.
No.
That being said, discretion is key here. If there is a hag here, it can be anybody.
Oh,
This is
yes,
true.
of course.
This book though it mentions about them resembling like withered crones.
Mm-hmm.
That's if they're not disguised.
That is true.
So,
It could be anyone, but extra suspicious of any old woman.
We could just, be casual about this as best as we can.
Of course.
yeah. Alrighty then. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Just approach and be like, "Oh, hello there."
You see the older man is also beside him a sort of grief-stricken younger woman. Deep circles underneath her eye. Both of them look over to you, a little surprised you actually approached. Good morning. What brings you, Vivienne? 6.
Arena is here.
Yes.
Well, we awoke today and decided that we wished to, have a look at what things are, how things are going here. It'd been a few days since we passed by, and we wished to check in on everyone.
He will extend out a hand towards you. Name's Emmerich. You?
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Cere. She will shake his hand.
Cohort here is Magda. We're not the official leaders of the camp, but we were of the first initial wave of refugees. So, pioneered the effort to welcome and organize following Strahd's Barovia.
Yes.
Brings you all here.
Well,
Just seeing where we can help and how we can do so.
of course.
We traveled from Barovia to here, so I feel a almost vested interest in how the people of the camp are doing.
Well, as your servants of Baron Valkovich, who welcome us back into the warm embrace of Valaki, but there's not much you can do for us.
Oh.
You, do know the siege has been lifted on Barovia itself, right?
On Barovia itself, it is not actually.
Oh, they didn't stop sieging the town?
No, the undead are still sieging it.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry, big. Well, there is hope on the horizon in that regard.
Yes.
The Baron has been deposed, I suppose is the word. And the new Baron seems to be much more in favor of the refugees.
I'm also
It's
going to correct the prior statement. Barovia is no longer besieged. It is still, however, having undead surrounding woods. It is not safe to go back to it.
It's still in rough shape, though, I'm sure.
It's been besieged, and now it's kind of not in the best condition. I wouldn't want to go back there either. If you think about it, like, it's not safe anymore.
But yes, it's, it's only been about a night or so, but the new leadership of this town does plan on providing assistance to you all, though she needs to establish herself in her new position for a bit.
First, yeah.
As a very recent.
What else brings you all here? He seems to be kind of rolling insight himself. That makes sense. He's sussing you guys out.
other than to provide that news and to see if there's anything we could do for you.
I'm curious about looking just at how everyone is doing and making sure that things are, you know, okay within the camp. You know, I'm worried of, you know, has there been any newcomers or anything like that to your camp?
The
You know,
occasion.
maybe.
Most of the refugees didn't arrive until, well, 3 months ago. Were barred
Yeah.
from entering. Were scared away by the one who bore a twisted devil's arm. Forced us back with fire.
You needn't worry about him anymore.
Since then, we've been set up camp outside the town walls, clustering together for protection and warmth. We've managed to secure some minor necessities, such as tents, by bribing some of the guards at the gate, but have been unable to persuade them to actually allow us entry. Swarms of bats and packs of wolves have plagued our camp each night since we've arrived. Thankfully, no one has died yet. Several refugees have been wounded. Due to the losses we suffered on the road, threat of the devil and Ravenloft, we are unwilling to risk the journey back home. Instead, we're hoping to wait until ever barony this year, see reason.
Yeah.
However,
We hope soon that she'll let you inside.
Indeed.
however, only 1/4 of the refugees have become addicted to...
Addicted?
Yes. They're calling them dream pastry.
Oh. You've heard of these.
Sold by a peddler woman. Agatha.
Morgatha.
The refugees seek to escape from misery and despair of their situation. Those who've eaten the dream pastry have fallen into a trance.
I see. And how are they affording the pastries?
They have left.
Has anyone, well, run out of being able to pay for them, or?
Again?
Considering everything that they have given.
What happens when someone runs out of the ability to actually afford them?
I worry they might start stealing.
I can't imagine what kind of horrible withdrawals these kinds of pastries would cause.
Also warn, nods towards Irina. Many of the people here are very fond of you.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
They think Irina brought a curse on them.
Yeah, they think she's very bad luck.
So, just be wary.
Thank you.
Thanks for the warning.
Anyone wish to ask them about a hag or anything like that?
This Morgantha woman, is she from the town, or
No,
do you
she's
know where
not. I think
she...
we've seen her walking through before.
Oh, that's
We've
right.
actually met her. She offered one of our party members a pie.
Oh yeah.
Looks at Sam.
I think you guys still have those pies.
They're probably rotten by now. Didn't Sam eat the pie? I can't remember.
No?
No.
Okay.
But-
Genuinely, I forgot I even had it.
No, I think we all had one, and we just like
You guys had two of
didn't
them.
do anything with them.
No, Vivienne did not accept a pie.
I don't think I did either. Okay. I remember now. Yeah.
I think Callisto
Okay.
had one.
Yeah, it was Callisto and Sam both had them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Neither ate any of
I
it.
got you. Nah. Okay. So those are rotten by now.
I mean, we'd have to check, but
Well. Um. Well, I take back my question, as we seem to have come across her before.
Do you do you know where we can normally find this peddler?
Not exactly. She comes in every now and
See.
How frequent is she?
we know she travels along the road.
at least every other day.
Okay.
Oh,
So
So when
she's
was the
within
last
a
time
Thank
she
day's
you.
was
walk.
here?
Saturday.
So then she would come tomorrow.
Eventually.
Um. I mean, do we want to talk to some of the people that do you know anyone who's had one but doesn't currently have one? I would like to ask them what their experience on it was.
yeah.
They're not. Only person suffering in that instance. Friends.
France.
Aye. Friends has been suffering recurring night. Top of warn you all. Top of friends being well, a widower. So he lost his children as well.
What does?
Likely grieving and disturbed by that.
Hmm.
See Magda adds
Makes
in.
sense.
Franz has also been suffered from a strange wasting disease ever since the nightmare first began. But able to
Disease.
Some of us do know healing arts. Maybe we can provide a balm or something to him. Which direction is he in?
Bill point southward.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you
We'll
very
see
much.
if we can help him out.
You guys go southwards, you find a small, lonely tent set up at the end of the camp's muddy avenue. Within this sagging, cramped tent lies 3 stained pallets, 2 of which are child-sized. An old and patched stuffed rabbit lies across the closest pallet, black button eyes staring sightlessly into the air. A young woman kneels in the mud beside the full-size pallet, clutching a bundle of wilted herbs in one fist, holding a damp rag over the forehead of a frail, gaunt-looking across the pallet. The man's skin is pale, drenched in sweat, his clothes torn and ragged. Wispy, scraggled hair rises from his wrinkled scalp, while his face, illuminated beneath the dying light of a single sputtered candle, is etched with exhaustion. A full moment passes before you realize that that this ghost of a man is likely scarcely older than 30.
Whoa.
Wow.
Franz is your name, correct?
You hear the man let out a wheeze before the woman turns to you. Yes, this is Franz. She'll kind of stand up. You see her dress is muddied from the knees down. Is there something we can do for you?
We were just visiting and checking on things in the camp to see if there were things we could help with. And we were informed about his condition, and we wanted to see if there was anything we could ascertain or help with, potentially.
Before she speaks, you hear Franz wheeze with laughter. Are you demons sent by the Mother Night again? Come to drag my soul into the mists?
The Mother Knight?
You see the woman sighs. Apologies for him. His behavior has been strange as of lately. Delirious ever since the sickness began.
No, we're no Mother Knight's hounds to drag you off into the mist.
It's Nyanka. He extends out a hand.
Pleasure to meet you, Nyanka. I wish it was under better circumstances, but my name's Vivienne, and we're going to see how we can help. We'll just need some information on his condition and things that have, I suppose, happened to the best of your knowledge.
I've been tending. I'm a sister, but
Yeah.
um, before she even says any more, Franz throws a wet rag at Nyanka. Leave, so I can discuss it with them.
Okay. No
Kind
need
of
to
ducks her
worry.
head out. And
Just not to be awful to the ones who are caring for you.
Sit. He gestures towards the pallets.
Seem to have a lot of to talk about for being so worn down.
Vivienne will go ahead and sit down.
Yeah, Cere would sit down. I wouldn't like a gift horse in the mouth when it comes to information.
So I will take a seat also.
There's no sickness or ailment here. Ate one of the dream pastries. A few weeks back after arriving to the camp.
Oh.
Gave me visions brought by these pastries, allowing me to dream of Alana, return to my arms, though she had never died at all.
Ooh.
Seems these pastries give a false sense of security in a way to forget reality.
However, I purchased her pastries regularly, spending hours, days lost. Eventually, however, my savings ran out. Agatha refused to sell me additional pastries unless I paid a terrible price.
A terrible price.
3 nights ago,
What do you mean?
led Fyodor and Myrtle down past the tree line at the edge of the Gantha placed the children into a sleep and stuffed them into a sack. Carried over.
Oh
Then
my.
she promised me as many dream pastries. He returned the rest of them. She turned to depart, however. Heard Myrtle cry out for her in her sleep. Immediately regretted what I had done. Demanded her to return my children at once. She laughed at me. Told me that their bargain was final. I attempted to take my children back by force. With a wave of her hand, however, put to sleep. When I awoke, nowhere to be found. I searched the woods for hours, but found no trace of her or my children. I then collapsed exhausted, back in my tent here. Began to suffer terrible nightmares. I've repeated each since. The nightmare I'm strapped to a millstone, with 4 arms raised above me. On my chest sits a gaunt female figure with sallow, grey-blue skin, deep-set eyes and matted hair, horns as that of a goat, and a mouth of that of a rabid wolf, holding a twisted black onyx stone against my forehead, whispering of damnation. In the background, I can hear Fyodor and Myrtle sobbing beyond the mobile. Out of high-pitched cackles and a sound of windmills' blades grinding in the wind. For the duration of the nightmare, paralyzed, unable to look away or even twitch a single muscle. Each time I awake, my body wastes away before me.
I think we may have found the answers we're looking for.
Some of
that
them for sure.
would explain a lot.
You see, he coughs up blood onto a handkerchief, and gripping at whoever's closest to him, be it Vivienne or Willow, anyone.
Probably Vivienne.
Mm-hmm.
Please, save Fyodor and Myrtle. Now the gods above have cursed me for my sins, but I welcome the penance of death. Please, my children do not deserve whatever is going to happen to them. I can offer no gold or treasure for this. Only my gratitude, please.
No gold is required. That much for sure.
All
I would say with
children
the-
deserve a chance to be saved.
I would say with the information you just gave us, kind of just paid for everything.
Mm-hmm. You've done a lot more than you realize.
Nyanka doesn't know that they are still alive. He believes the children were devoured by werewolves, Salivich would. But I'll gladly watch and care for them while I recover. I don't deserve to be their father. You see tears running down his face. All I want is to see them safe and happy.
I understand.
You can always redeem yourself as a parent, even if you don't feel like you deserve it. We'll do our best to bring them back alive. So
And
I want you to
hopefully-
fight and stay on until you can at least see them.
And before anyone can leave the tent, Franz grabs the closest one again, rasping. Feel it. To the windmill. 3 black hearts beating as one, a milestone beneath me. Ah, the gnarled arm holds the key. He then collapses, falling into a deep, fitful sleep as his body shakes again.
Mm.
Oh, you might want to go get a sister.
If there's 3 of them, that's worse than just one.
I'll also mention Cere. From reading the book, you would recall
Yes.
that such a thing as this would be labeled as the night hag's nightmare hunt. And the only way to end it is to kill the hag herself, or to strike a bargain with her.
Mm. I'm gonna relay that quickly to everyone. Yeah. Well, this fits. This tracks. I think the only way to free him is to defeat these hags, be that by guile or by steel.
So it's a bad situation to be in entirely, if there are 3 of them, given their track record.
That would imply, from this book, that would imply a coven, right?
Correct.
True.
Joyous.
And they very
Well.
much have something we need if we're going to perform that ritual.
So then, the plan doesn't change. Only added on things to it.
Well, now our goal goes from saving one kid to saving multiple kids now, right?
It does.
Man.
Just with extra steps.
Yes.
So we should try and take caution and actually succeed in this one, because should we fail, it's a lot more riding on it.
We won't fail. Remember how fearful we were of that brute? And we brought him down with, well, relative ease.
Still, that was 1. This is 3. I say we should get a little bit more prepared.
When one is wounded, all 3 are wounded from this text.
I forgot about that.
She taps the book. Cere has been like, this entire time whilst we've been talking to people, Cere has just been reading the book over and over again.
Keep in mind, though, Cere, night hags are much more dangerous than any regular hag. 3 of them is even worse.
This is true, but...
As you guys are talking, Vivienne, in your mind you hear, "So, did you find her? Did you find the night hag? Come back to the attic. I have a plan."
I think Victor has a plan.
Why do you think that?
Because he just told me.
Ah.
Oh.
He
Interesting.
just told.
It was a message.
Hmm.
Or at least there's a voice in my head, so it won't do us
Well-
any harm to go back and have
It
a
wouldn't
chat
be the
with him.
I guess you
wouldn't be
aren't
the
showing
first
any
time.
other signs of delusion.
Ooh.
Sorry, what was that?
Yep. It wouldn't be the first time somebody beamed a message into Vivienne's head.
This is true.
Yeah, let's maybe head over there.
Sounds like a
Right then.
plan.
So, you guys head back to the old Burgomaster estate.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that there are no guards anymore.
I
However,
was about to say, what's the state of this place?
it's run down a little bit now, to be honest. It's ever since Vargas has been ousted as the Burgomaster. You find no maids or servants. You find no guards on duty. Of course, no Ezek booting.
Is the wife still here?
The wife is who answers the door to you all.
Oh,
Oh, hello. I believe Victor was asking for you all. Yes.
He was.
Please come in. You'll open the door, let you guys all in.
Make your move, Sam. Make your move.
oh my god.
How are you holding up?
The changes have been rough, but doing well otherwise.
That's good.
Glad to hear that.
A reminder for chat and also Samael.
God damn it.
The
Hopefully things become less stressful for you.
I hope so as well. Though Victor's seemed, whatever the matter was urgent, so I will not keep you any longer.
Of course.
Thank
But
you
it would
very
be rude
much.
not to ask to see how you're doing.
He then nervously smiles before ducking into one of the side rooms. I presume you guys go upstairs to Victor's workroom?
yes.
Yeah.
Once up there, Victor will provide the following information. There are 2 possible ways to obtain a Heartstone from a Night Hag, willingly or by force. To obtain the Heartstone willingly, one of you would most likely have to bargain something of great value in exchange for a loan of the Heartstone. Hags are legendary dealmakers, can be trusted to hew to the letter of their words, but only the letter. To obtain the Heartstone by force, you all will need to incapacitate or kill the hag. However, this is far more difficult for multiple reasons. First, hags tend to gather in covenants of 3. Practice that makes each hag stronger and provides each easy access to allies. He then asks nervously whether if you all know if the hag known to have any sisters or daughters.
We have learned there are in fact 3.
Second, he goes on to continue, night hags in particular can use their heartstones to flee into the ethereal plane as soon as they feel threatened. An escape mechanism that can't be counteracted. Prevent the hag from escaping into the ethereal plane and mid-combat. You all need to seal her into a binding circle before initiating hostility. Victor also advises you all to obtain silvered weapons, which will be needed to bypass the hag's stronger demonic defenses. Bless you, holy shit.
Goodness.
Bless you.
Jesus.
Scared me.
Sorry, was that loud?
Christ. We
Well,
will be
we've got that
obtaining
part sorted.
silvered weapons.
Yeah, we
soon,
have quite a
yes.
few silvered weapons lying around. We have, we have been killing a lot of people. Maybe we could switch diplomacy for this time. Well, actually, on second thought.
Are you
You-
willing
you
to strike
wanna-
a bargain with the hag?
I don't. I have nothing of value, unfortunately. Neither of material value nor sentimental.
That would be untrue.
Oh, how
It's
so?
just
You must kiss Mr. Yeast goodbye.
everyone here has things of value. It's just not things you think of right away as valuable.
Correction. There are things of value to me, but they are not on my person, nor are they near me.
And yet they are still things that you would be able to trade.
I suppose.
I will be right
I
The
back really
question
quick.
is,
I would prefer not to have to trade my mentor's sword pommel.
Our combat record is pretty clean, I may add, though.
Indeed, I feel confident in our combat abilities as much as these things may be strong.
I would be
Mm,
very
They said
much
the
in
same
the
about
Maybe-
that
though.
brute.
Maybe it would be in our best interest if we were to elect for the path of violence to attempt to isolate the hag first, as mentioned, since they
Hmm.
gather in
not to
covens.
mention, we'd have to find a magic circle or draw one out.
I do have an idea potentially. It will escape using this amulet, this heartstone, whatever you want to call it. If it is to escape with that, it would do so when it feels threatened. What if we were to take it from it before it's able to flee? The
Then
element of
we
surprise would
have
be in our favor.
hold of it. But we'd have to locate it first and remove it from them.
Hmm.
How
Surprise
deft
is-
are your fingers?
In my current state, not great.
Willow?
Curiosity.
Samaya?
Oh no, carry on.
I'm just curious who here feels they have the nimblest of fingers?
I am rather deft with it, but I worry that strength may be more useful in this instance. I don't think we're doing it without it knowing. I think we would do it.
To yank it away.
Yeah, exactly. I look towards you, Samael. I think if you're able to grab it off of it, and we can then secure it, and then we can worry about dealing with the hag afterwards.
I mean, I could try, but
Have
we would.
Wilford. Sorry, I was
That is
AFK.
true. No, that is true. However, do we know if a hag would be able to sense them?
Victor will interrupt and ask, "What are you able, guys? Well, not guys. Are you all able to find out where the hag is located, or her coven?"
We know that she preys upon the people of the refugee.
Potentially the windmill.
Yeah, he did mention a grindstone
Oh,
and
that's
the
right.
sound of.
You see his
The
face kind
windmill's
of
turning.
glow a light as he kind of rushes over to his desk. You see a couple books go flying before he comes back with a historical book. As he thumbs through the pages before pulling up to a large blueprint of that actual windmill.
Well, this is useful.
Apologies, sir. I recall this book quite bitterly, as my father made me write a report on Vlakian history as punishment when I spoke ill of the town's founder, Boris Volkovich.
Hmm.
You see kind of points the original assignment of land from Baron Boris Volkovich to Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. He points out excitedly as the design of the millstone contains a compartment built into the side, likely as a place for storage. That the hags are hiding something other than the heartstone in the windmill. It's likely located in that compartment.
Ooh.
So the Heartstone is separate from their person.
Unlikely.
Ah.
I strongly disbelieve that night hags would not have it on. They must have it on a person to be able to escape into the astral plane.
That's true.
However, you see kind of like a little anxious about this. I've been unsuccessful in finding a means to perform the binding ritual. He kind of pulls to his spellbook and turns to a relevant page to the conversation and shows an illustration depicting a binding circle, but complains that the book itself provides no information about how to actually create one.
Right.
Would you all like to see if you can, deduce a way to do it?
I mean, I imagine you might have some knowledge in that, Kiso, based on what you do. I'm sure there's some ritual aspects to that.
Which point, Vivienne, you'd see motion with your passive perception.
Oh.
In the spirit mirror, you see Stella. She seems to be excitedly gesturing from the spirit mirror to get everybody's attention.
I think Stella has something to tell us.
Oh?
Victor turns to her, trying to interpret her hand signs. His eyes widen as his face pales. You can't be serious. Absolutely not. You see she kind of like sighs, rolling her eyes before like gesturing to you all.
Let's hear it.
What did she say?
Stella claims to have seen a similar binding circle while exploring the ethereal plane on a much larger scale. An enormous circle that surrounds the entirety of the Watcher House, prevents it from entering the grounds. Stella suspects that her mother, Lady Watcher, might know how to create one to bind the hag as well. Stella, though, suggests that you all visit the Watcher House to request her to help against my warnings.
I'm
Also-
sure it'll be fine.
She also warns that her mother's cautious and skeptical woman, especially where the Valkoviches are concerned.
But now that she's in charge, I doubt she would want to have this public nuisance of dream pies around the town, harming
Or even the
citizens under her watch.
Including the dangers of a coven being so close and preying upon her people.
We could frame it in a way that makes it... I mean, regardless, it benefits the town, but we can make sure that it is separate from you.
Her mother has used us before to help herself. I don't see how we couldn't just offer her the same deal once more. We put ourselves in danger, and she profits from it by having a better town.
With that frame of thinking, I see no reason why she would deny us help.
It would be quite foolish, I think, to deny us.
So then,
There's
we're gonna make a stop
reasons that
towards.
she could deny us, but
I think the aftermath, maybe not relatively soon, but throughout time, the cons will weigh in way more.
I imagine she would like to put a good foot forward as well.
Yeah.
So then we will pay a visit to her mother and see what we can get out of it. Hopefully a circle to stop that whole ethereal jumping.
That sounds good to me.
It's worth an attempt at least.
Indeed.
Much believe. That's Victor.
If I'm honest, Victor, it's better than me trying to wrestle something away from them.
I believe in you.
I'd rather not have to put that faith to the test.
Indeed, we would only have one shot at it, and you know.
Besides, Victor, if this all works out good, maybe we can even make sure we put in a good word for your help in all this, and maybe keep things close between you two.
Whatever.
Sometimes when trying to gain success out of something, there are moments where you need to do things that you're not super happy with.
He appears to be preoccupied with his cat now. He has
Well
turned
then,
his
shall
back to
we-
you all.
Shall we head over to the Walker house?
Well then.
Is there anything else that we need to know before we start heading out?
It seems not.
All right then. Then let us be on our way.
Indeed.
Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, thanks again, Victor.
Thank you very
Us.
much, Victor. Best wishes to your mother, Victor.
What? You guys are gone.
Oh, nothing.
Your mother always thinking about it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, you guys gonna go to the Watcher House?
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, I guess so.
All right. And let me switch locales for you all.
Considering all that we know, this seems to be the only way to learn such a thing.
On the way over there, I'll talk to real quick with Vivienne and Willow with the amber shard in my hand. Would it be a horrible idea if we have no other way if I trade this? We don't
I
really know
think
anything
it would
about
be-
it, but
We know something about it, and that it's evil, or could potentially be evil, if all the pieces come together. And I don't think giving it to evil creatures is the best idea.
Yes,
But
but
you
when
are absolutely correct. It is something that we can trade.
I'm sure it's something that even if it does hold that much evil in it, it's something like, a coven would very much want to get their little grimy hands on.
No, we don't know if they're grimy yet.
Oh, we know.
They're grimy.
They're probably like dehydrated and crusty.
Yeah, true.
Disgusting.
You gotta realize Willow does not very much like hags.
Nor do I.
Just be careful with your words around them.
Oh, I probably won't say anything.
Something
Knowing
that
me-
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, knowing me, my words will be taken either quite literally or quite loosely in the way that they are.
My question was, so as it pertains to hag contracts, is there like some sort of magical like aspect to the agreement or contract, or is it just something they'll enforce by themselves? Do you know what I'm talking about, Lynn? Do I need to roll something for that?
Yes, that would be a arc.
Like, are we gonna sign a paper and like if we like, something happens, then like we magically get fucked over? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it'd be an Arcana check.
There's like hidden fucking. You didn't read the fine print. Now you're
Yeah.
fucking dead.
Ras.
Out of curiosity, would I be able to help him with that?
Yeah.
Does anybody have proficiency in Arcana?
I do have proficiency in Arcana.
Okay, but
I also.
could you describe how you're helping me think? I need
Well,
clarity.
I
on that.
imagine we're like, so like they two are talking about the shard, and I imagine you're maybe like kind of rambling a bit about like, how do we know like how they enforce that, and then like we start getting to like almost like a little debate.
Fair enough. Okay.
So when it comes to hags contracts and such, generally there isn't a physical contract. It is a verbal contract.
Okay.
However, it is a mix of both. The words themselves carry weight, and also they themselves can enforce it. For instance, if this hag wished to release friends from his nightmare curse that he has right now, she could, with a wave of her hand. It'd be done.
Put it on you instead.
Yeah, it also could be put back on you. Depending on what the wording of the new deal is. And if you agree, for instance, to bargain with whatever you hold dear, that could be something physical, that could be something emotional, but that also could be something metaphysical. What do I mean by this? Well, if you are an artist, you might take your skill of writing, or even just take your hands.
Okay. So she can take like ideas or abilities away from you.
She could.
Correct.
What
So
about
we're not
memories?
dealing with this.
And also affect
Correct.
memories.
There's a reason why Vivienne told you all. You all have things that are valuable to bargain with. You just don't realize it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're not dealing with
Makes
this
sense.
piece of shit then.
And you have to remember, it's what you could say, oh, it's this. She'll know. You'll know what it actually is. What it actually is that you hold most dear.
You gotta remember, they used to be fake creatures.
This is true.
Or even kind of still are a little bit.
These hags are getting more and more annoying.
Night hags are the most dangerous ones you'd know, as they're not only prior fae, they're also fiendish.
Which would explain the contracts.
Okay then, let's keep on walking to this Watcher house.
Indeed.
But you guys have all dined with her before. You guys have all hanged out with her before. So no need for pleasantries or whatnot or prior schedule. You guys go to the house and are able to meet with Halleck, who welcomes you all in, as he is her valet. And he brings you all to her study room, where she appears to be having tea. He then returns, serving tea and bringing you all cups. And so, what brings you all here?
We do apologize for the sudden intrusion, but we were out visiting the refugees outside the town, seeing what we could do to help make things more comfortable for them. And we came across people with some symptoms of what looks like, well, there might be a hag coming through the town every so often.
Oh dear.
That's what we thought too.
I have been putting works and plans for housing to be done within city states of Balaki, so they'd be safe with walls, but such things is not happening.
Yeah. We did assure them that things are being worked on, at least. However, their conditions seem to be worsened by the presence of this hag.
So we figured based on the information we gathered, we have some idea of who one of them might be. And,
Okay.
well, we need some way to keep them from fleeing if we're going to confront them.
And how does this pertain to me, if you don't mind me?
We were wondering if you had any books in your library on rituals to bind creatures, or if you knew anyone in town who might have such knowledge.
Right not.
Vivienne's gonna go ahead and do an insight check.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Wow, dice do not love me today.
So Vivienne,
They like me.
yeah, as far as you can tell, she doesn't know what you're talking about, and in that regards, like what, like the topic of what you're talking about, like what the fuck are you talking about? Meanwhile, Willow, you can tell that she does seem to know what you guys are talking about, but she is not lying to you. She does not have like an encyclopedia of like how to seal something inside of a circle or anything like that.
I gotcha.
But
Do
she
not
has
have
no,
any
like
books.
no tomes in the house. Okay.
No. Sorry, but visit. If there was any way I could help, I would love to, but don't exactly have anything for this. Is there a reason why you need this, or?
It was more precautionary.
Apparently, if they feel threatened, they can disappear into another plane, and we were trying to make sure that they can't do that. Because if we deal with this problem, we want to make sure it's, well, completely dealt with. We want to leave this city better off without threat of a hag hanging over it.
Of course, Lucky thanks you for.
But, have you seen the old lady peddler who comes through this town every so often?
Afraid not.
Sells those weird pies.
I have not.
That is who we suspect of it. We suspect her of being one of them at least.
Well, I can't, afraid, can't exactly forbid any elderly women entering walls and gates of Loki.
No, of course.
It's a pity of an extremity.
We wouldn't ask you to do such a thing.
I hate to ask this, but do you think if the next time she comes into town, you might have the guards direct her to come here to pay a visit to the new...
Just any elderly women? I don't know what this
Oh.
person looks like, or...
Vivienne would go ahead and describe what she looks like and what she normally is pushing around and stuff like that.
Vivienne would describe your run-of-the-mill old woman.
But with the cart and everything that she pushes around too.
Fair, though there are other people who bring in carts.
I
It would be
think
the one
maybe
selling
it's...
dream pies, I think is what she calls them.
I mean, I of course could try, but if this is really a threat, I don't know if she'd just go along with the guards.
I imagine she'd at least want to pay her respects to the new Burgmeister of the town.
Not exactly everyone comes to visit me.
I think we may have done what we can here and just informing Lady Bacter here of the presence of the hags.
I mean, if anyone else has anything to say, feel free to speak up. Don't mean to step forward here, it's just...
I was mostly letting you do the talking whilst I was reading this book still. But if I may, did our friend not mention something about the house itself here? Do we know at all who had perhaps created, you know, the...
Bring up in front of him.
Cere's like awkwardly trying to say it without saying it.
That there's
No.
something special about this house.
Hmm.
I mean,
She
that
raises an
depends on the
eyebrow.
history of it.
A very old house. It's going to have to be more specific than that.
Is there anyone in your family that are known for their talents with magic, for example?
As far as I'm aware, just myself. Parents and brother were killed.
And yourself, have you done any kind of magic to protect the household?
You see her eyes visibly narrow. What do you know about the sigil? How did you find out about it?
Sorry, that's kind of shocked at it.
Didn't know of a sigil, but we have abilities of the arcane ourselves. Of course we can sense magic.
Indeed.
I need a deception
I-
check on that one. That is not how you guys found out about it. He is inciting the fuck out of you guys.
I have an idea. Cere will kind of explain it by going, I am someone that communicates with spirits, and one spirit had informed me that it was unable to travel within the grounds here.
That's not going to give you
That-
advantage.
Am I rolling deception or is Cere rolling deception?
You are, because you're the one who said it.
Because you said it.
You're the charismatic one.
I really am. Oh,
Oh
shit, never
my
mind.
god.
Yeah.
The right time for it to hit.
For real.
Smile.
I will say that doesn't count as an auto success. She
Oh,
still
yeah, I
can't
No,
roll.
I know. That's still
What?
so high.
But it gives us a better chance.
Nat 20, let's go.
You get like, come on, you gotta get style points for a nat 20. Lying is like breathing to Willow.
I, in particular, have many gifts from my ancestors that allow me to sense many different types of magic.
This is true. I am aware of your people.
Oh. She inched very close to it.
Oh, fuck.
That's close.
She
However,
narrows her
I
eyes.
was not aware of any kind of sigil.
She's very suspect of you, Willow.
Damn. To think I was in good standing with her before.
You were. You were.
Yeah.
I can't speak for how Willow knows, but I can assure you my very brief knowledge comes from discussions with a spiritual ally of mine.
You must know. When I was a young woman, my parents and brother were killed in a mysterious incident that left their bodies apparently unharmed. I was a sole survivor, having been away from Watcher House at the killing. When I returned, I determined that a malevolent spirit had been responsible for my family's death. Though the spirit appeared to have departed by the time I returned, I was weary to the prospect that it might one day return. Not wanting my future children or descendants to fear the same misery I had. Using magic I learned from my mentor, Lysa, I erected a protective barrier around Watcher House that would prevent any creature from the ethereal plane from crossing over the boundary of the property.
Now, I of course, we will keep this an absolute secret. You have my word. I would like to ask if you would be willing to teach us how we could do a similar spell.
Because that is what the hags apparently escape into.
With that, we can defeat the hags and protect the town.
You guys are going about this in such a weird way. I'm trying to see like what any of my notes are for this.
How else are we supposed to do it?
I thought you guys were just be like, hey, by the way, we saw your daughter.
Well, that's my next thing, is I was going to also mention that, but I don't know where we stand with that knowledge. I don't know how much she knows about Stella's condition. I do want to drop
And also,
that bit in there as well.
I wanted to just be straight up, but
I
Once
mean that
again,
you could have spoke up.
Anyone
I
can
could
speak up.
have. Yeah, but I was just like, hold on, I kind of want to see where this goes. And then you started going, and I was like, oh, this would be a horrible fucking time to speak up and be like, yo, we know you daughter. I wasn't expecting like us lying out of our asses.
Okay, like if we want to make it easier, I can mention who my spiritual ally is because it's fucking her daughter. You know what? You know what?
I was so with it until she started sussing us the fuck out. Then I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
You know what? Let's dig our own grave here. I'm gonna mention it. Sorry,
This is why you speak up.
But like I said, as soon as I was like, I should probably say something, we were already too deep, and I was like, oh, we should probably start digging out.
You guys kept lying and digging your hole deeper and deeper, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys going with this?
I mean, if I can be upfront about things, my spiritual ally I mentioned earlier, you might find this hard to believe, but we believe the spiritual ally to be your daughter, Stella.
One moment.
Could have done this so differently.
That's such a fucking weird thing to be like, and then just like sus, like, ah, well.
All right, sorry about
Well,
that.
like the no, you're good.
One more time.
So Cere would have mentioned. I should be upfront. My spiritual ally that I mentioned. Now, you will find this hard to believe, but it is your daughter, Stella.
Are you playing some cruel joke upon me and my family? Do you
Absolutely.
have some way of proving your claims?
I can, but it will require you coming with us.
I'm not going anywhere. Prove your claims here. Your brow furrow. You've
Very
seen
good
you've gone
pauses.
from happy, nice to see you, suspicious, mad.
We fucked up.
Okay.
We get it.
Okay. Okay. Then, we recently came from. I forgot the name of the family. Damn.
Oh, okay.
We might as well be full on honest at this
The
point.
family
because we're
above
already
table.
fucked.
Above table. The family name is the Walkers.
No, the other
We're
one.
in the
family.
Walkers. Sorry, the
No, the other
We're
family.
at the Watchers, the other family.
Former Baron.
Valkovich.
Valkovich.
Yeah.
So, who again?
Valkovich.
Oh my god.
Valkovich. Okay.
So you have this really fun tab. It's called Journal. It has all the NPC names in it.
You don't know
It's
how
great.
fucking. You don't know how I've been going through this and being like, oh shit, I really don't remember the fuck what their names are.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
click on all the families. You'll see who's what.
Oh my goodness,
Malkovich.
Dude, I'm so fucking dope.
Yeah,
we've met all these people.
we have.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Alive,
yelling at
episode
me.
20. How have we gotten this far?
I'm surprised too.
In the attic of the former Baron's house, there is a mirror which allows us to see spirits.
And the former Baron's son, Victor, is the one who told us of your daughter's spirit.
You see
He
your face
showed
just
us
grows
her.
cold with an just irritation.
He
You
asked
still
us
do
to
have
help
no
her.
way of proving this, proving your claim.
You cannot
We
enter
could
the
show you the
house.
mirror.
But that would have to be you going over there.
Can you not prove it here?
You cannot
There's-
enter the house.
Yeah.
Stella's soul can't enter because of the sigil.
She was the one who pointed out to us that there was a sigil in the ethereal plane stopping her from coming this way.
You see,
Yeah.
she kind of like slams her teacup down on the table, walks over to a nearby high shelf, and produces and retrieves a scale model of the Watcher house. Putting it on the table, letting out a deep sigh of annoyance and irritation. Probably giving the feel and vibe that, like, you guys might be in trouble if you guys were bullshitting her right now.
Yeah.
With closed eyes, she begins to murmur an incantation. You see on the table around the Watcher house a circle of ethereal gray light begin to briefly manifest around the scale model before vanishing again. Circle has been lowered. Move it.
Let
Um,
me
And
let
then
me go
begins
get.
to sit back down
at
on the
that-
sofa,
at
sipping her
that
tea.
point,
Hmm?
as soon as she says "prove it," since I'm 99% sure I am going to be the fastest amongst us.
I have
I
sending.
have 40 feet. Oh, you have sending? That makes it much easier. What the
Sending.
hell?
Oh well, then just send to Victor.
What should I tell Victor?
Tell him to tell Stella to try and get back to,
Her body?
at her house, or at least
Okay.
to come
To
prove
try and
something to her
communicate.
mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So is this the one that's 20 words or less or something like that? 25 words.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Fuck, okay. And what is the daughter's name again? 1 second.
Stella,
Bella.
Stella.
you cannot write it out. You have to say it.
I know.
Yeah, but
We
we can still come up ahead of time before it's
Nah,
cast.
nah. I like it on the. I like forcing you guys on the fly to do this. It makes it more fun.
We did one
Evil
fuck up and you're
bastard.
writing it. And you're writing this wave.
Oh hell yeah, I am.
You encouraged us to do the fuck up.
I got to take every advantage I can.
I mean, to be fair, you guys jumped head first into this one.
Damn right.
Sang didn't push, you guys leapt.
I should have fucking spoken up sooner. God damn it.
Yeah, probably.
You clown.
Alright, Willow, on you.
We believe in you.
Ooh. Inform Stella the barrier is down. She can try to come home. That's like what, 17, I think? Or is it
Counting the as a word.
No!
You a bitch.
Her mother wants proof.
Okay. That ends it off with 23.
I'm sorry.
25. Okay, Willow. In the future, we need to work on your sending skills. This was very confusing for both me and Stella.
I'm sorry. This is the first time I got this spell.
Is that
You
you
did say I'm
talking or?
sorry at the end.
Brief moment later.
I'm talking in my head.
A few moments later, you guys know what is happening. You guys can tell who this is. Stella, unseen but present in the ethereal plane, begins to levitate a peon from a flower vase on a nearby side table, deposits it in Lady Watcher's lap. In disbelief, Lady Watcher drops her teacup on the parlor floor where it shatters. She picks up the peony in her hands, trembling with emotion. She notes with a quavering voice that peonies have always been Stella's favorite flower. This is some kind of trick, I swear, she begins to warn. But before she can finish her warning, Stella moves the teacup shards across the floor, forming the shape of a crescent. You see Lady Watcher's eyes fill with tears as she calls out Stella's name, looking around the room almost as if she expects to see her daughter there, but doesn't. Nothing calls back out towards her.
We would not lie about something this severe.
You then hear the door open abruptly as you see Halleck, Lady Watcher's valet, open the door to the room and asks if Lady Watcher was calling for somebody. Lady Watcher begins wiping her eyes, shaking her head before dismissing him. After a moment, as she begins to try to calm herself down, she wipes her eyes and says, "Let us assume that I believe you. What need of you do you have of me?"
We need a spell circle or a magic circle to stop this night hag from running.
Bindings.
Binding
Binding
circle.
circle.
There you go.
A binding circle, similar to your sigil.
Apologies for being untruthful before. We need their Heartstone in order to get Stella back, is what we have been informed.
I'm indeed capable of crafting such a thing, though I am long out of practice. Create a circle large enough to entrap an entire windmill from a distance would require aid of several of my associates, whose aid may take some time to secure.
What if something on a smaller scale?
As
Like I said, trapping her here.
would be a horrendous idea.
It would.
You need it
That would
immediately.
require-
I could ask Halek and Ernest, and we could gather some assistance within as little as 4 hours if necessary. It would be rushed.
It's better if we not rush this type of thing. We need to succeed, and it's not
Indeed.
just the thing of we need to succeed on our end. We've already put you through enough. I'd rather guarantee the success of at least us maybe getting your daughter back.
There is no maybe. We will.
Yeah, our goal is to
We
get her
have
back.
to.
Her and the other children.
I would rather have the 100% rate than rushing it and possibly messing it up.
There are 2 ways for such a circle to work. You can keep things out, or you can keep things in. Keep the hags from escaping the circle, you'll first need to secure the true names of any hag within the windmill, including those that are not your primary target. If even a single hag remained free to escape, it could very well attack me and my associates and bring the entire circle crashing down.
That would be quite
Mm.
difficult.
Well, that excuse my plan. I was thinking, we know there's 3, and if one of them is going to be with the refugees, say tomorrow or the day after, then we could go when there was just the 2 of them. But as you just alluded to, that poses extra risk.
You remember, Cere, that when a covenant is made, they do actually have a contract written up with their true names on,
Yes.
sealing it, that they cannot betray one another.
Mm.
And it's most likely hidden in that secret room in the windmill.
And
Most likely.
correct me if I'm wrong, you said there was other children?
We
Yes.
did.
I must insist you rescue them
We-
before making any form of assault then.
Yes. We have, or at least there is the assumption that when those who run out of money for these pies seemingly give up their own kin, as one has even confessed to such a thing, I can imagine others would potentially do so as well.
Might I recommend the route of, while a group of you are seeking efforts to obtain the hag's name, may not it be a useful distraction that allows others within the group to raid the other rooms of the windmill in the meantime, to
I
secure the
did
children?
think about that. Frankly, if I'm honest, if I was not still under my condition, I feel very confident in being able to sneak in there whilst you lots perhaps distracted.
I
of
have
that
Wilford.
coven. Oh, true, there is Wilford too.
Wilford can't carry a child.
Well,
But
I
can
was
he
more
carry-
thinking of the
Can he carry the
contract.
contract?
He can carry the contract.
So
I
we
have
can
no
split
qualms
into-
taking on the
I'd
idea
also,
of sneaking in and out.
I'd like to warn Willow something that Willow would know. Walter is on the ethereal plane. They can traverse the ethereal plane. They might be able to
They
see
can-
him
They
and
could
also
see
harm him.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Yeah, no, I don't want that happening, actually. Never mind.
not to dash your plans.
No. That's completely
But
fine. I do realize.
So here's what we could do. Looking for the children, I can go looking for the children. If I have to carry one or both, I can do that. I would need one person with me. Vivienne, if you need to stall, I can give you the shard or the crystal that we got off of Isaac. The amber shard. You can stall
Yes.
with that. If you can avoid giving it to them, avoid that, because we still don't know what this thing can do. But if it's enough to stall so that we can get everybody out and find the contract, then I'm willing to put it on the line.
I feel confident, especially with perhaps Vivienne. You were alluding to something.
I was trying to decide if I needed to get armor that was not going to be quite so noisy. At least if I'm going to be sneaking.
As I said, I am also capable of sneaking. I am rather adept at it when I want to be.
We'll mention Samael will have disadvantage on stealth checks due to the armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Vivienne's looking for different armor than what she's currently wearing.
Armor-wise, I am fine.
What's up, Willow?
With this plan in mind, would this be an appropriate time to consider augury?
Certainly a
To
plan.
see if
What is arguer?
It is a spell that allows you to ask fate, if in a way, the odds
ask
of
the
certain
DM.
chances.
AKA ask God.
Ask the
God,
DM if they think the plan will work.
Am I gonna get a
Yeah.
pony?
No, so basically, let's kind of reiterate things, I guess, of what this plan is, right? So, it's the whole thing of one group being the distraction and one group being those who sneak in to gather the children and even
the
potentially the
contract.
contract.
Yes. If
Okay.
we want this plan to work, we need those names.
Yes. And then those who are distracting using the bargaining tactic.
It'd be bad if we got into a fight while
Of
we're
course.
split up.
Okay.
Which is why I brought up the bargaining chip of the amber shard.
Yeah. We can. I mean, if they don't sense something up with it, we can attempt to convince them that it's something useful, if at all. So with that in mind, I'ma cast my bones and see if that goes well.
Are you casting the bones, or are you
Roll?
doing like tea leaves?
Oh, it'd be tea leaves.
Okay.
And I gotta keep it on. I gotta keep it on theme.
Gotta keep it on brand. Keep it on brand.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I roll? Question mark?
Nope.
Okay. It has like a roll button here.
I mean, if you roll it, I don't think it does anything. It's quite literally the options
Okay.
of like wheel, woe, and like
No. Yeah.
wheel and woe.
Yeah.
But
I make her a new cup of tea. And I read the tea leaves in that. I give it to her afterwards.
sorry, I'm trying to be authentic for you.
No, you're fine. I like completely. I went in a more literal way and just completely read it as it is. Like to keep it on theme was not in my brain for some reason.
So you find, looking at your cup, you see a butterfly, a large cross on top of it. You being Willow, you would know this means two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, the butterfly representing success and pleasure of happiness.
Mhm.
Cross, however, represents trouble, delay, or death.
Hmm. So
Geography tells you that
good and bad.
there is a good chance of success, but also just as likely horrible accident.
Well, I feel we may have nothing. Oh, well, we have plenty to lose, but if this is the best we can come up with, then we have the chances of things going very well and also very bad.
Also mention that the ends of the cross, they begin to shape into like snakes,
Hmm.
which generally is a bad omen to take caution.
We just need to be careful with how we go about this. Proceed with caution, if you will.
I should probably
And
avoid talking to that fucking hag, because
yes,
knowing I'm gonna fucking say something and, like I said, it'll get taken literal or some shit.
Samael, you're a dear friend, but I truly think that it is
No,
best for you, for your,
you don't
in
even
the
have
way
to
that
say it. You
Ray
don't
would
even
put
have to
it.
say it.
Do not speak a word with your himbo ass, or else you'll cause some issues.
I will be but a silent guard.
No,
I have my armor won't be good for sneaking, so if anything, I'll just be there next to whoever speaks to this hag.
I mean, I will also say that if Samael stays with whoever's talking to the hag, that does, because chances are whoever's talking to the hag, and I'm just going on an assumption here, isn't a frontliner.
Mhm.
And if Vivienne and Samael go to sneak in to get the kids, that
It could
leaves
go bad.
the non-frontliners to deal with the hags alone.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually a frontliner.
Yeah. So it would
Maybe
have
the
to be
HP
Samael
damage.
and someone else.
Whoever's comfortable saying your sentences in a way that they can't be taken another way. Because, I mean, no stress to our DM, but he literally just fucked us with an
Look,
So
I can. I'm willing to make a proposal here. Either I can assist with the stealthing, for it is something that I am very to, or alternatively, if you prefer, I'm willing to keep their attention by striking a deal. Look, I'll be upfront and blunt on it. This injury that I'm still suffering from has done nothing but cause me to be nothing more than what feels like a burden. If I can forge some kind of deal with them in order to cure me of it, I'd do it. And that will likely get their attention very well.
what could be the ramifications for it, though?
Frankly, I don't care what the ramifications are. I don't care what the cost is. I
in
can't
with
keep
it.
being a burden like this.
Go in with at least an idea of what you're willing to trade. Don't let them set the price.
I'm willing to
Know
trade anything
your
it takes.
worth.
You need to set the price.
I'm sure Nex will be very angry if they take him.
Oh, they won't take Nex. They won't want him, for a starter. And two, I don't think they could keep him.
We're dealing
Also,
with. Go on.
I should be upfront. They care about something we deeply care about. You see, Cere kind of like covers the memento to try and like think it's like a way of like muting the mic. Where she kind of goes, I have zero attachment to Nex. Nex is a tool, a weapon to be used against the darkness. Should anything happen to him, I will mourn for him, true, but he does not hold a candle compared to how important I value, for example, Samael, Vivienne, Kiso, Willow, just to name a few.
If that is
Even if something goes wrong, I will be there with him, or I will be there with Cere, making sure that we can get out of there.
Look,
Because
there's
I
there's
trust
very
in both
few
of our
costs.
skill. Though I trust in both of our skills, Cere. I'd rather not have to deal with 3 hags, just the 2 of us.
Precisely. We won't
When we
need
go,
to.
it'll likely just be 2 of them there. One of them will be out peddling.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with that. As long as you don't lose anything too vital to you.
Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure what cost would be too great.
This being said, though, I want you to know that you are not a burden right now.
I want you to know that you can tell me that as much as you want. I know how I feel, and I know how I have been.
More importantly, does anyone have any hide armor I can borrow? Or do I need to do this in my, traveling clothes?
I've only got leather. I've got studded leather we could probably use if we...
I don't think
If it's-
Shadejo will be of use to you.
Yeah, no, I am getting studded leather, I believe, and I would still
Yeah,
have
I am
my
too.
regular, so you could have either of ours.
You guys would be
Just-
getting.
When is it we're getting that again?
You guys would probably be getting that by this.
Okay.
Just something that isn't quite as noisy as this. She
Yes.
kind of just rings her scale mail that she wears normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can give you my leather, and if we wait, I'm sure we'll be able to get the studded leather.
I mean,
Cere,
this plan isn't until for tomorrow when that other hag is out peddling their pies.
Yeah, we have time.
if she goes tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. At worst, I'll distract all
However-
3 if I have to.
Cere, I understand how you feel, and if this is a path you must take, I mean, I have no say in anything. I have my feelings about hags, and their practices. If you need to do what you must. There's no reason to stop you.
I will, of course, haggle to the best of my abilities to get the best deal, which will buy us time. But yeah, if you think it's best, that's what I'll do.
Just be wary.
I always am.
Well, you have my complete full step beyond it, so
I'll try my best not to say anything stupid to ruin whatever plan you have.
If you dare interfere with my deal,
No, I have not.
fucking
I
points
have.
at him by the chest, like, if you dare.
I have
Only
no.
interfere when it's dangerous.
No, even then, do not interfere. Please, only interfere if things go south.
Should things get in the realm of physical, then yeah, I'll step in.
Yes, that's
But
what I mean.
I will have full faith in you. I will just be there as a means of if things go down, that I'm there with you.
I feel confident in my ability to wiggle out of any compromising deal if it comes to it.
Okay then.
I just, as I have been informed, there are good results and bad results. I hope that we can strive for the good rather than the bad.
I hope so too.
That being said, should we succeed, would we be able to come back here? Samaya will turn to Lady Watcher. I'm assuming if we do succeed, you would want all this information while you gather your friends for the circle that we will eventually need.
Mm.
Min?
Yes?
Would
Did you hear Sam?
I did not. Sorry.
Okay. No, Samurai, I will turn to Lady Watcher. So if we succeed, would we when we succeed, I would assume you would want us to come back and bring back the contract so that you could prepare you and your friends for that circle.
We would be there with you. I'm sorry. Do you not understand that if we aren't there, they can just... She just gesture with her hands, like, vanish? At the
Yes,
circle,
you'll be on
right?
the outside, keeping them in. But I mean, we need to get you the names nonetheless.
Yes, the names would be important regardless.
Okay.
So once we recover the children and the names, we'll bring the names back to you.
She nods her head.
And then everyone else will have to come and meet Cere and I.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Or once you guys conclude your deal, head back to the inn.
Wait. If Cere does strike a deal and then we eventually kill those hags, does the deal stay?
No.
Just like in real life.
So then this will only be a temporary fix.
Do you see why I'm gambling here? Do you see why I'm confident about wiggling out of this?
Okay.
If it
Understandable.
truly ends up to be such a dire cost, then it just gives us more of a reason to want to put an end to them. Maybe not right away, perhaps, but in the end.
Okay then. I'm all for it. Any objections?
No, just need to wear something not quite so noisy. That's my main concern right now.
You can have my studded leather.
So then let's run this one more time. So me and Cere will be in with the hags. I will be standing next to Cere as Cere does the contract. And Willow and Vivienne will go try to get the children and the along with Kiso.
I'd assume so.
Not that sneaky.
I would suggest Kiso be with you all.
Yeah. I'll be the help
Two
in
would
case
be
things go
easier to
south.
sneak around with than 3.
Okay. So then
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
me,
I'm
Kiso,
not
and Cere
sneaky.
will be there. Kiso, you can't say anything. You're gonna have to be the strong silent type with me.
I'm not much one for talking anyhow.
Okay. And Vivienne and Willow will be the ones to grab the children and the contract.
We will do the best we can.
I have full faith in both of you.
As long as I'm always glad that violence is always on the menu, even if it's second place.
It's what we're trying to avoid for now.
At least until contract secure, kids are safe, and we regroup.
We would rather have the names secured and the children out of harm's way before we get to that.
It's a cruel
Darling.
world. Sometimes violence is necessary.
Darlings, there's children at risk. There isn't a world I wouldn't burn to save them in times.
So, Cere, Kiso, we'd be dealing with only 2 of them. That leaving the last one to eventually come back. So, on the off chance we succeed and we, kill these 2, what do we do of the last one? Do we lie in a wait? Oh, that's right. Never mind. If both of them are gone, then the other one will be gone too, right?
Precisely. They have a coven.
All right. I keep forgetting that.
However, the one that does go into town does seem to be the one that has that curse on that man. So she would
Yes.
definitely need to be destroyed.
I will be upfront and blunt on it. The life of him is the least of our concern when it comes. Kids are the number one priority, and the destruction of the hags is the ultimate priority. His life, while beneficial to be saved, he did commit a heinous act. Something most would consider to be unforgivable.
You know what they say, Willow? He made his bed. Might as well lay in it.
And I think he feels the same way. He's made his bed, and his goal, his request to us wasn't to save him. It was to save the kids. If his life is what is sacrificed in order to do this, I'm fine with that.
I do understand that.
I still hope that we succeed and he survives, but if he doesn't, his last wish was for us to save his children.
Ultimately, getting rid of them keeps a lot more people and children safe.
Yes, that is true. Above table, what time of day is it right now, DM?
Getting more towards evening.
Okay.
You presume that any armor or weapons you guys had requested and delivered at the blue.
Sweet.
Okay, then we should probably head back to the inn and prepare ourselves for the day that we have tomorrow.
We're raiding it tomorrow, yeah?
I was gonna say, are we doing it tomorrow?
We're gonna
She'll
have
be
to.
back in town.
Likely.
So there'll only be 2 tags there potentially to deal with. Easier to sneak around when you don't have 3 of them looking for you.
And depending on how big the bargain is that Cere is going to bring, we might be able to gain the attention of both of the hags.
Alright. Meet you all tomorrow then at the Eastern Morning Gate. Head, myself and my cohorts, ready for the journey.
Perfect.
Alrighty then.
I do remember, now that I have my curse lifted, I would like to get my bolts back from Vivienne.
Vivienne will hand the bolts back over.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have the doggo curse anymore.
No. And they were... how many did I have? It wasn't a lot, I know that for sure. I think it was like 10.
Yeah, 10 sounds about right.
Oh, I am so glad that I fucking got my sword reforged.
Right.
Yeah, that's the plan. And
I know it's early, but in that case, end the session here.
Yeah, it's
Prep
kind
needs
of
to
a.
be done.
It would be kind of a weird. I am so sorry, Lynn. I did not expect us to. I did not expect us to do what we did, and you'd be like, how the fuck are you all doing this?
Well, what got me is Lynn suggested, like, oh, like, maybe if you try to budget tell everything. I then did that, and it seemed to make the situation worse.
Well, because you guys started like doing like a backtrack route.
It's like, God damn it. It's like, I'm just trying to help.
So sorry.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Lynn knows
But-
us well enough. Lynn should be
but
able
at-
to
but at
predict how
least
we're
we-
gonna be.
What's
At
the
least we
dumbest thing the
proved that we
party
weren't
could
full of
do?
shit.
Precisely.
Fair
At least we
enough.
proved that we weren't full of shit.
Well, chat, thank you guys for watching. Thank you players for playing with me again.
Of course.
Yay.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time for episode 21, Old Bone Grinder.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Lovely.
But until then, make sure to have good sleep, have good rest, get some food, do whatever you gotta do, have a good time. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.